There's Kevin with the Rogue Market here with another update video on the sad state of the collectibles market with the overprinting, kind of the combination of the recession, the overprinting of products, wallet fatigue, all the above, just picking winners and losers as far as products are concerned. And we are starting to see the ramifications of that and starting to see Wizards of the Coast beginning to fire sale products that haven't sold well. A lot of this is because that distributors need to free up space for all the stuff coming in for the Christmas era. We have like gift bundles coming out. We have a lot of products actually coming out from Wizards of the Coast that are highly anticipated with Brothers War, with the Dominaria, what is it called? The Dominaria Remastered. We have gift bundles from Brothers War that are also going to be coming out. Lots of these stuff that is going to have shelf space. I've actually noticed this too with like the Walmarts and the Targets of a bunch of that product being recycled through and starting to show up via distribution. So I'm not sure exactly the contract that Wizards of the Coast has with it used to be MJ Holdings. I'm not sure if they still do it through these big box chains, to where if it doesn't sell, then a lot of these sort of things have been ending back up at the distribution level in the form of like those 3-pack sleeve boosters, regular sleeve boosters, just those at this checkout counter type products that typically are not available for your local game stores. Like I've never been able to really order these type of stuff, and I've noticed they've been showing back up in distribution levels. So anyway, Wizards of the Coast is in kind of a weird state. Mainly, like I said, they've been printing, with these products I'm showing, they've been printing a lot of just clear winners. The Time Spell Remasters, the Double Masters, those collector's edition, all the money is being spent towards those. And so they're old kind of bread and butter products of bundles and pre-release kits and booster boxes, like draft boosters particularly. We've started to see some pretty crazy sales for these. And so this week, we have some sales. And I want to go over the numbers, break them down of how much per unit they're going to cost. I'm not sure this is going to affect singles prices, but you should see these prices just become completely, like crash completely on like the TCG Players and the eBay. I'm assuming Amazon will have deals for these. I'm assuming eBay will have deals for these. And these products are going on right now is going to be these pre-release kits. I'll have to open this up in a second. From New Capenna are having a massive sale. And both the bundle from Streets of New Capenna and the bundle from Crimson Vow. So both of these sets were absolutely dismal sales. The problem with both these sets, I think, is not necessarily that they have bad contents. I actually really like this set. There are a lot of really, really fun interacting cards in Crimson Vow. There's actually some very powerful cards in Crimson Vow. This set was not a stinker whatsoever. And same with the New Capenna. This set by far is not a stinker. It's got some really good commander cards. It's got the land cycle. Typically when I rate a set, if it's got a land cycle that's going to be in demand, this is just a slam dunk of a set for long term. And look at Ikoria right now with the triumphs that have been going up, up, up. Anyway, so New Capenna, I actually like long term. The biggest issue though is both of these sets were sandwiched in between so much other stuff, like Double Masters, like the Infinities, like the Warhammer Commander decks, like Kamigawa being so much more of a like a hit product than it just overshadowed New Capenna. Like both of these were sandwiched in between or before or after Kamigawa. So that took away the ability for these suckers to sell. And now we're seeing the chickens come home to roost, and we're seeing so much of this overprinting dead product that distributors want to free up, probably from Wizards of the Coast wants to free up, and we've started to see some insane deals. So there has never been a better time to be a patron, because I am offering the savings back on to patrons for the discounted price that I can get them from distributors. And we'll break down the numbers and I kind of show you what you can expect. We'll have some fun opening some of these packs and talking about it, and maybe talking about the future of Magic the Gathering and where I see it going. I am still a big fan of Wizards just really cutting back on their print runs. I mean, over at my Rogue Deck Builder channel, I started analyzing these Pioneer decks, and just whoosh. All I can say is whoosh with a lot of my people that watch that channel particularly. They don't get where I'm coming from. Then I get accused of being, a scammer or a greedy capitalist, whatever. But my entire problem with Pioneer Challenger decks is this is a product that everyone asks for, but no one's buying. And Wizards needs to quit falling into the temptation of kind of listening to the consumer's wishes and more so listening to the sales data. And that's my entire problem with like these reprint sets, is by the time that the paint dries, by the time these boxes are even in market, the value of them has crashed so hard that they're not even worth it to open anymore. So you get people with just bad taste in their mouths, feeling like they made a terrible purchase. We get buyer's remorse for Pioneer decks even a couple weeks after they're released. And yes, they're ready to go great decks with a 2.5 when these are designed Pioneer decks have like a 2.5 value in them, so they're supposed to sell for $60. They put like $140 worth of cards in these suckers, and so I don't know why people are complaining, because this is just the nature of markets. If you overprint a product and put X amount of value in the product, of course it's going to go down. The contents within them are going to go down to the value of what the secondary market can get out of just breaking them down. And so you buy something for $50 and there's $120 worth of cards in it. Well, it's going to be worth $50 within a couple weeks. I mean, that was my man. I just sound like a broken record with this when people talk about these products. I was a big critic. I critiqued Chandra's spell books when nobody else was critiquing them, saying that this is just going to be a disaster. This is going to be a disaster, and got flamed for that. But anyway, I don't know why I'm rambling. What was the whole point of this video? But there's always, I mean, that's the thing with bull markets and bear markets. There are, of course, good things that can come out of both. And with this massively terrible bear market that we're having with Wizards of the Coast, with Magic the Gathering collectibles, I think that these are some of the most unprecedented pickups you're ever going to have. All you need is for the market to recover and price memory to kick back in to make better margins on these ones, or better investments on these type of things, or just, just better returns in general. Then, like, if you were to go into like Double Masters or some of these hot products, I think that your expectations of them like going up 2x or 3x or really accruing value are going to be less than something like a Crimson Vow bundle or a new Capenna bundle long term, if the market ever does recover. If there are a lot of ifs in this scenario. Wizards of the Coast needs to realize that they're overprinting these products. These products need to have more scarcity because they've added so many products into the mix. They've added just so much more to their line. If they want to keep these sort of things, they can't continue with their previous print runs when bundles and booster boxes used to be the only thing out there. Now there's just a plethora of products that are available, and these things have to be limited. So if they start to limit new releases, that actually makes older releases viable options comparatively to the product that's out there. And I think that a lot of these sets will have some nostalgia to them. I think they're over the years, I think people are going to be looking back at Innistrad. I mean, look at how bad Shadows of Innistrad was. And now look at kind of the product that exists for Shadows of Innistrad. There's a very similar scenario that's going on right now with Shadows of Innistrad, Amonkhet, Hour Devastation, Ixalan, Rivals. This is a very similar market where no one was excited about stuff. Same thing. They would print Modern Masters 2017 or around the same time. So I was like, why would I buy anything but Modern Masters 2017? Why would I buy this crap standard set? And now if we look back at the prices on that era specifically and some of the cards that were actually contained in them, they've aged very, very well. And I think it's going to be the same thing with these suckers. So, wow, I have rambled and rambled and rambled. Let's get down to the numbers for what I can get these at for the bundles. So now I don't have I had a cheat sheet here, and now it's not in front of me, so I'm going to have to try to remember this from memory. So I believe that the pre-release kits are going to be, so $255 divided by 2. So it's going to be $255 for 30 pre-release kits. And I think it ends up being a pre-release kit for like $8.50, around that. And so per pack for draft boosters, going the pre-release kit route is going to be $1.42. So I'll have all the pricings up on my Discord, on my Patreon. It is under a paywall for those of you that are interested in joining. That's one of the perks, is I do talk openly about kind of the market. I don't try to sugarcoat anything or hide anything. I try to get everyone the best deal. That's been the goal of my Patreon for this entire time, is you scratch my back, you help keep my local business in business by giving me that padding of having residual income every month. Then I will be glad to save you money on Magic the Gathering products and other products. So it's a you scratch my back, I scratch your back type of operation, and I love doing it. I love saving people money. So yeah, so here we go with the Streets of New Capenna. Again, I think when I did the math, it comes out to about $1.42 a pack, and that's also you're going to get a promo in here. So let's just actually see what kind of value for like $8 to see if this is actually even worth it. Now, I do like pre-releases kits. I always have, because I think they're more scarce than the rest of the products out there, like booster packs and bundles or booster boxes and bundles. And these tend to actually sell quite well out of nostalgia's sake, or I know a lot of people You know, there might not be the market there is for booster boxes, but there's enough people versus the scarcity of these that want to pick up pre-release packs of old sets. It is very, very tough to find old pre-release packs. It's a lot easier to find draft boosters, it's a lot easier to buy, and many times they actually outperform the other sealed counterparts from those era, like Amonkhet, Hour Devastation. Those pre-release packs can be a pretty penny, comparatively speaking, to like booster boxes and stuff. So I've always liked pre-releases. I've always think that they're a great deal. And one cool thing about them too is at this price, you also do get a promo. So it's almost like having 7 packs if you're just thinking the rares, the only thing that's worth value out of a pack to begin with. So out of this, you get, I wish they do specific dice because this would make these so much more valuable, but you do get dice. These typically do have some resale value over time because people do collect every one of the set symbols. We do have collectors for that kind of stuff. There's a market for everything in Magic the Gathering. And then, I mean, you get arena code. I think this is still viable for whoever wants to redeem that arena code. Good luck to that. 6 packs from New Capenna. And then you get your seeded pack. And you end up with, okay, so New Capenna does have a seeded pack. So this is included in the price. It ends up being $1.42 because I did count there were 6 packs in there. So yeah, that I'll have to change the math on. That was a little bit of a mistake on my part because I was thinking that there was a promo and 6 packs like some of the other Peruse kits. But New Capenna just does have the 5 packs and then a seeded pack. All right, so this, oh yeah, because this does have a specific... Okay, it does have a specific color of the Maestros. All right, so yeah, that is a little bit interesting. So it's not quite as good as some of the other pre-releases, unless there's 2 rares in here. And then it kind of is like a booster pack. Anyway, so, but still, for $8.50, that is a pretty good amount of cards. Let's see what, just off the top of our head, if you're going to be a mass box opener, going this route. And I think usually, if you go traditional draft boosters, what they cost around $95 now if you're going to get them. Divided by 36 packs. I mean, this is a much better route to go if you're just looking for packs. And if you are a patron, I can just send you packs. You don't have to get this in. I mean, previous packs aren't that bulky to begin with, but you do save a lot on shipping if you just turn this into this. That's a lot cheaper on shipping. So, and I can do box openings and videos for these type of things too. So, again, don't know if you get your value, but you're gonna end up with your rare has to average above $1.42. So this pack, of course, is a miss. There are some commons and uncommons out of the set that are actually pretty decent and might be able to, accrue value long term. I believe there's a couple. There's like one that creates treasures now, like a common that's going for $1, if I remember correctly. Anyway, that does have real buy list value. Let's get on to the next pack here with the Make Disappear. That actually sits a ton of play right now. Don't think it's worth anything, though. So does the Informant. There's some good cards out of this. Some really good cards out of this set. And the thing that's with draft boosters is you do end up usually only getting 1 rare. So we get the rare of the Envoy and the Upstart. And there are these. Who knows if they'll ever be worth anything. They're just creating too many of the full lands and everything that they're no longer really special. But I think those will age well too because you'll get those collectors that want to have their complete deck of a certain land. And I think they'll always will eventually stretch these lands out to where they'll have value long term. So... see if we can actually make our $8 pack with this trash set, or if it's just better to keep it sealed. Yeah, I'm doing pretty bad right now with cards. The Fluid Dancer, which does, where did I see this one? It was in like a modern list with a sucker, because it actually can take over the game quite quickly with Trample, Lifelink, and Haste. So there's a Dancer, a regular land, and no Triomes yet. I mean, if you hit 1 Triome out of these pre-release packs, you basically get your money's worth out of them. And then we have a Widespread Thieving. Yeah, we're doing terrible with these. I guess that is the problem with New Capenna. You do have a lot of bulk in these packs. A lot of bulky rares going on. So then we have a good old Aven Heartstabber. Yeah, so not the greatest packs here. We do get a foil. That don't have really good multipliers anymore with the Endless Detour, and then a regular Forest. So yeah, not the greatest showing there with those are rares. Got some pretty junk rares, so I was trying to tout this product being so good. So yeah, it really is Triomes or bust in this. There are a few other cards that are worth decent in New Capenna. So anyway, we have the seeded pack. Oh yeah, and the dice. The dice kind of matters for that. So In all honesty, I think I'd rather go the bundle route. We'll see. We'll see a second. We'll open up a New Capenna, because I think there's just more value in the... They said the promo from New Capenna was pretty bad, too, from the bundle. So we have a... Seeded pack will have the Hostile Takeover. But this one also does... Okay, so is this... So you do... Okay, so it is a double rare pack. So you do get a promo. You got to think of this other one as like the Seeded pack is like a booster pack. But you do get the promo, which the Extraction Specialist sees a ton of play right now. And I'm not sure if these little 2022 promos actually increase or decrease the value at the moment. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, this card's seen a ton of play everywhere. It's in Pioneer. It's in a Standard at the moment. So there you have it. Not bad. That pack made up for it. Probably more than $8 for the value. And again, it's a lottery ticket. But $1.42, I don't think you can go wrong per pack. You know, $8 for a previous pack is pretty sick of a deal for New Capenna. So in the bundles, so a case of bundles is 6, and I think I did the math of it. It comes down to $1.52 a pack for a set booster. So set boosters typically are more expensive anyway. If you're going to buy a booster set of New Capenna right now from many of the distributors, after fees, it's going to cost in the hundreds. It's going to be high 90s into the hundreds for set boosters. That's with the cost increase. That's another reason why I really like these deals, is because there already was a cost increase for Dominaria Forward, and then they retroactively did it for standard sets still in print. So the restocks of New Capenna and Kamigawa are actually more expensive than the original cost of when people bought into these. So bundles have gone up. I think new bundles are 20 in the anywhere from 25 to 27 a piece for the newer ones from Dominaria Forward, like Brothers War. And so getting these on super cheap, I think they end up being like $13 or $14 a bundle, is pretty good deal compared to, you can basically, it's a buy one get one free like type sales. You're getting 2 bundles from New Capenna with what it would cost you to get like 1 bundle from Dominaria, for example. So get twice the amount of product. Is it worth? Is a Kamigawa worth twice the amount? I am not sure. So what I do like about these is I actually sell quite a bit of these boxes. We actually sell them for $2 a pop. And I go through them for new players like crazy. So just a little food for thought for if people are trying to put together like little packages for selling bulk. I know people make bulk lots out of these where they throw like 500 cards in here, whatever can fit, and some lands and then sell it. But what's nice about these is these dice also typically tend to do good. So this is like a turquoise and purple. You'll get some that are more turquoise, some that are more purple of these dice, of these spin down dice, the larger dice. And I'm actually surprised about the real world value of these, and they actually do sell on the. I think I've actually seen some sites buy list these suckers before, but they are pretty dice. This one is a particularly pretty one with the the turquoise or the blue, the light blue into purple, and you can get some cool combinations with them. That one's an actually really pretty one. With the gold writing on them. And you get some lands. This is a land pack, and then you get a mysterious limousine plus some foil lands that will be curled. So there's your curled foil lands and your curled mysterious limousine. But so far this card isn't really seeing much play, so it's kind of a dud of a promo. Actually not quite certain how much commander, but this is kind of an interesting card because I think it does get better and better with like more cards that have ETBs that want to accrue. And it kind of gets neat. So it's a pretty fun card. You can actually see some gameplay that I have with this in Standard, where it can do some pretty crazy stuff with coming to play, exiling something, attacking, and then returning the exiled thing back, getting rid of opponent's blocker. It's a pretty neat little card. But anyway, get a bunch of foil lands that are worthless at this point. I really wish that Wizard of the Coast would get away from doing this in bundles. This is just a cost that no one cares about anymore. But new players, Kevin, new players like foil lands. Well, they're so curled and... No, they don't. I am buried in foil lands. You want foil lands? Give me a message. I will sell you foil lands to fill a truck. All right, so get this little box, and then you get 8 set boosters. Like I said, if my math was correct, it comes out to being $1.52 per set booster, and there's got to be more value than $1.52. Look, I'm gonna waste money here and open packs for everyone here. See if we get more than $1.52. What I really like about set boosters is you do have options to get list cards, and so there will be list cards in here that will be worth more money than some of the cards in New Capenna. So far nothing. We have the uncommons. We have the Professional Facebreaker. Actually a really cool card. Surprised it doesn't see standard play at the moment, because it's actually has kind of an ETB effect. When one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So you can actually on curve play this, still attack with your 2/1 drop and create you create a treasure token. And then you can sacrifice your token to play a card off the top of your library. So it can ramp into stuff. I think this card will age pretty well. And we do get our first list card, which is the Havengull Laboratory, which is the SLX. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know you could get these type of stuff from Secret Lair. Isn't this a Secret Lair? Can't remember why these were in New Capenna. Someone in the comment section let me know with this one. But we have Havengull Laboratory. Not sure if it's worth anything or not, but it's kind of cool. The Havengull Mystery, Havengull Laboratory. We got the first list card out of these set boosters. And art cards, don't know if they have any value. I've never been able to successfully sell them, so they're kind of wasteful product. Yeah, you can get specialty cards like you're going to see one come up here. All right, there we go. There's our first hit out of the set boosters for Raffine's Tower. Probably paid for the entire bundle at that point. And we have the Glamorous Outlaw in these, I can't remember what they call these, gilded cards is what they call them. Really pretty. I really like these ones. And then a treasure token. I'm making a mess everywhere. Kevin, you should get organized while you're sorting cards. Makes less sorting later on. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have the token and the token and the land. And I guess it's a good way to get lands, too, if you need lands. Buy these bundles. And then we have, look at that, Raffine's Tower into Raffine's Tower. So, yeah, I think the set booster is definitely the right way to go. And we have an All-Seeing Arbiter, which is kind of cool, too. Draw 2 cards and discard a card when it enters the battlefield or attacks. Pretty cool. This little 6-drop there and a nice little foily. And some other stuff. So, two Triomes, definitely made our money back here. Next up, we have another art card and a foil mountain. And what the? We have a backwards pack. It got put in there backwards. Unfortunately, it's just the uncommons that got put in there backwards. Never seen that before. We have a pack that has the uncommons that are backwards. And the Shakedown Heavy. Pretty cool card for sure. And a double pack with the Errant Street Artist and a Devil token. All right, so another art card, another planes, and on to the good stuff. We have the Rigo Streetwise Mentor, and just a foil land. And there's another list card. So we got our second list card, being the Hargildi Kindly Rune. Oh yeah, so they made it so. Oh, I know what these were. So this is like the magic form of Secret Lair cards that don't exist in like a magic-y theme, right? So this is like the Walking Dead cards and the Fortnite cards and things like that they made as Secret Lairs that didn't have a magic counterpart. These are the magic counterparts, correct? I think that's what it was. So they do, I believe they do show up in these set boosters on a bit of a higher rate than like list cards, because we haven't hit a list card yet, I don't think, if we're, counting those as not lists. So we have the Vaesikin Negotiator. Again, from set boosters, you can get commander cards. I don't think that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I don't think they take the rare slot. So then the Evolving Door, and then a Swooping Prospector, and a Champion of the Parish. So there's our legit first list card with the Champion of the Parish that we found here. Not sure if it holds any value, as it's been printed quite a bit, but I know that humans used to be a thing in Modern. Not sure if it is anymore. Been forever since I played Modern. And, okay, happened again. Is this common, or is it just, I don't know. It happened again with the packs on the other side. And we have the Halo Fountain, another mythic, with the Corpse Appraiser, which is a super good card. And then we have the Elmar Ulvenwald Informant again. So I think these are ways to, these are like the counterparts to the Secret Lairs. Yeah, the Secret Lairs didn't have a magic themed one. Last but not least, we have, see if this pack has backwards uncommons again. We have a Sticky. This was sticky. Wow. So there was something, the ink on this was like, wow, it was sticky when I opened it. These packs are all over the place with quality control problems. This one does not seem to be in the wrong order. And we have the Structural Assault, which is a pretty good commander card for sure. And then we have the Dusk Mingler. So this was kind of not the greatest pack. I still think, though, the set booster is the way to go. You get these other rares that might hold value later on down the road. You can also get the gilded, so that's the route to go. Last one at least, same thing with Crimson Vow. It's the exact same price. So it's like $13 for a bundle, 13 or 14, can't remember the price off the top of my head. Ends up being $1.52 a pack. You get a dice, which is actually really cool in this one. I really like the Crimson Vow one because it is beautiful black and like kind of a black gray one. So the Midnight Hunt one is the glow in the dark. This is like a nice little sparkly one. That's a cool dice, though. And again, these sell really well at my shop. I'm not sure how well they sell in like a secondary market. And the promo on this one's a little bit better. It's still not that highly, played, but at least it's better than the Mysterious Limousine in my opinion. So creatures with +1 counter on it, have base power 4 and 4 flying, and are angels in addition to their type. There are some cool things you can do with this. It just, turns all your tokens into base power and toughness. 4/4s, you can get counters on them in a go-wide strategy. And, I don't know, maybe it's pretty trash of a promo as well. But Crimson Vow. Crimson Vow is also not a bad route to go. And again, in bundles now you get set boosters. This was changed, I believe, in Kaldheim? Zendikar? Maybe it's Zendikar. So, I mean, set boosters have been coming in bundles now for a while. It was one of Wizards of the Coast's way of having a price increase without really having a price increase, but then they end up having a price increase anyway. What I mean by that is they put these set boosters have the same amount of cards as draft, and they're able to charge more because they have less set boosters in a box. Cool lands. I think these lands will actually age very well in the long term, as a lot of like spooky decks love to play them. And we get a commander card with Umbra's Fear Manifest, as well as the Investigator's Journal. And I got the flip card and the foil. And then next up we have a art card again. Anyone in the double swamp, the same thing. Anyone in the market for art cards, let me know. The Dream Shackle Geist. Actually kind of a cool card. I don't know why this sucker doesn't see more of the standard play, because it can really shut things down. And a Traveling Minister. So far some pretty meh packs in here. Another art card. Lots of blue cards in this one. So it's crazy about the set boosters. You can have tons of the same color in them. An Ill-Tempered Loner. That's definitely me. I'm a very ill-tempered loner. Feels bad, man. And Blinding Geist. So this set booster's been absolutely terrible. But more art cards here. And a Forest. With our first land. And I believe these are selling pretty decent, especially the black-red one. That's what's got Crimson Vow is going for it too. It does have a land cycle. It's not awful for sure. It's definitely pretty good. And then we do our first list card with a terrible invisibility. Like, these are such feel-bad stuff. I don't know why Wizards does some of these list cards. I know they want to showcase cards from their past, but that's a feel-bad getting invisibility. Hey, it's wanting us to play Swamps for sure. That's Swamps galore. And there's the Hullbreaker Horror coming up. This card would be super valuable if it wasn't printed in like 3 supplemental products now. It's in Arena starter kits. It's in Challenger decks. Isn't it in like a Commander deck too, I believe? So the poor Horror has so many printings already. And this is a 4 rare pack. So this one's actually really good. With the Dorathea Vengeful Victim, which, is this the one that sees a lot of play right now? No, it's not this one that sees the play. It's the one that graveyard cards can't be the target of spells. The Dorinthia, or Dorethia's Retribution, Dorethia Vengeful Victim, with the the different art there, and then the Morpheo and the Boundless. I believe this one is starting to go up in value for the list cards. So pretty good pull right there. Again, that's what makes these set boosters have more values. You do get the chance of getting them. And so again, $1.52 a pack, not bad. You can actually even have foil ones. Those used to be pretty decent. I think they're probably down to $1 now, but they should age well in the years to come. Again, if Wizards can hold back on printing everything into the ground. And just a tip card. Come Play Magic Arena card. And ooh, that's a pretty art card. Kind of fun to open it at $1.52 a pack too, if you just want some entertainment for the night. Then we've got another Dreamroot Cascade and the Wary Prisoner. Womp womp. And last but not least in this pack, we have just the good old art card with the skeleton being eaten by a vine, or the soldier and turning into a skeleton. We've got a plains there. And then we go down the list and find another Hullbreaker Horror. Which, again, I'd be excited to pull if they weren't in Arena starter kits. So these things are a dime a dozen now at this point. And another list card with the Witch's Eye, which, again, kind of meh card. So there you have it. I think this is a great deal right now. I think there's a lot like this one's gonna be hard to beat. We have seen the collector edition boosters, which were crazy from New Capenna. We could get them at like 105. That was pretty insane. That for sure. But you have to think you could break even doing this and just selling. I mean, it's a lot of work, but there's definitely more value here in the cards than was the cost of goods. And that's what surprises me. I am very, very surprised that I guess the box sellers just got completely crushed when everyone was doing it. A couple of years ago when it was starting to get problem. And that's what happens with Magic. It goes in these ebbs and flows of like it becomes super popular, super profitable. So everyone, their dog, gets into, buying and selling cards. And then it becomes oversaturated. No one makes money. Everyone loses. They get pushed out. And then prices start to creep back up. And then it becomes insanely profitable because not only that, then things aren't selling. So stuff like these bundles aren't selling. So then they go on even a lower sale. And then the opportunity again comes for people to do mass box openings, break cards, and actually make a pretty decent profit margin doing so. So I don't particularly do it myself. It's a lot of work. I don't have the organizational skills that most people do to really succeed at this kind of aspect of the Magic the Market. I also think it's a massive headache dealing with shipping and returns and things like that. So again, not the personality for it for me, but there is definitely an opportunity again for these box openings and actually doing a profit. So, or keeping these sealed, I think is also great. Like I mentioned at the very start of this video, all you have to do for this, like what is the more realistic outcome? Things like double masters, which everyone is investing in, triple up, double up, triple up, or all this needs for a double up, literally all this product needs for a double up, is for them to go back to their normal price because they're half off. So in my opinion, that's a safer bet. The safer bet is to bet that this set will just age fine. It will go back to the baseline, back to the norm. That people will eventually still want to buy New Capenna at the same price they buy Brothers War or a new set that comes out, 5-10 years down the road. And I think, or even less than that, 2-3 years. Like I think we've gotten so focused on the insane profit margins that happened during the pandemic with, sets going up 2, 3, 4x. We had like Ravnica Legions, which was still in print, go from, $80 to $140. Like that is just not sustainable. That was unprecedented. It wasn't the new norm. It had to go back to where you'd see 5-10% gains per year, which is still out like Magic. That's great. That's great returns. That's still better returns than get on like, a lot of like bond stocks, things like that. Of course, you still have to know what you're doing. You have to know with labor, but there is all that hobby element with it too. I know a lot of people that dip into this that just enjoy doing it. It's something that's enjoyable to, have these sort of things as a collection and, sell them down the road if it makes sense. And yeah, market's here for this type of stuff though. There will be a lot more deals that I'm anticipating. I'm thinking Unstable or Infinity will go on sale. I'm thinking Dominaria is definitely going to go on sale coming up here, especially those Jumpstart. I am predicting those Jumpstart Dominaria to be absolutely fire sold. And what's really good about them is they have a high chance of getting the Devour. Is it the Devours? Is that the ones I'm thinking of? The ones that reduce the cost of particular mana costs. And I think those are going to age extremely well long term. And so if Jumpstart goes down to like super, super cheap a box, I think there will be some great opportunity for the singles that are contained in those too. So be looking forward to those videos. I hope you found this video kind of informative. I know I'm kind of all over the place, burned out Saturday, long week. So I'm all over the place with this video, but again, highly, highly encourage you to come check out my Patreon. It is tough times. Like I've lost a lot of people quit Magic. I'd appreciate your support if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy my financial analysis. $2 a month, you can get access to the Discord. You can feel good about putting on ad block on the good old YouTube, and you'll still be able to support me and support my work. and, you know, keep things going, because it is going to be a dog eat dog world out there, and a lot of businesses are going to fail within the next few years and months. And so appreciate your support. Keep me fed. Need to feed these muscles, right? Got to keep that up. Otherwise, I'm going to turn into an ill-tempered loner. Don't let Kevin become an ill-tempered loner his entire life. Sign up for my Patreon. Anyway, Kevin Rogue Deck. What am I on? Rogue Market? It's late. I'm going to bed. Thanks for watching.